students, in the first part of tissue chapter, tissue topic, we have studied about the meristematic tissue. Now, in this part, we will have to study the permanent tissue, which will be the tissue formed by a specialization from the smaller divided meristematic cells of meristematic tissues. Now, the permanent tissues are of different types, like it is supportive, it is protective, as well as it is conductive. Students, the next part in plant tissue is the permanent tissue. Now we have just discussed that is when meristematic tissues or newly formed cells from the division of cells of meristematic tissue, they gradually become old, increase in size, and become permanent to perform a specific function. They have lost power of cell division. Now, as a result, now you see that is they have thick cell wall. And perform a specific permanent function. Their cells may be living or dead. Now you see, students, that permanent tissue on the basis of function may be protective, supportive, and conducting. Now, so on the basis of function, they may be protective, supportive, and conducting permanent tissues. Now you see the first part in it is suppose protective. Now, as we see here, it is for protecting the internal parts of the plant, or that is the soft tissues and others. Protective tissues are maybe in the form of epidermis. That is, epidermis, we see epidermis, that is on the surface of stem, leaves, and roots. Now, they are generally flat, continuous, and without intercellular space. Now, actually, this layer of cell protects the plants from loss of water, from mechanical injury, or from invasion by the fungus or germs. So, they are protective in nature. Now, you see that is epidermis of aerial part of some plants. Some plants have waterproof waxy layer of Cutin. Like you see, on the surface of epidermis of leaf of plants, there is waxy layer called cuticle that prevents loss of water by evaporation. Now, so they help in preventing the loss of water by evaporation. Now, further we see that is epidermis, that is the pores on epidermis of leaves are called stomata, and its opening and closing is regulated by guard cells, is regulated by pair of bean shaped guard cells. As you know that through the stomata, the exchange of respiratory gases takes place, the diffusion of CO2 takes place for photosynthesis, as well as transpiration also takes place. So, through stomata, diffusion of respiratory gases. Now, diffusion of CO2, carbon dioxide, for photosynthesis and transpiration takes place. Now, so this is here. But again, if the epidermis is on the surface of root, then epidermis of root develops or extends, we can say, because root hair cell is unicellular, epidermis of root develop root hair cell for absorption of water and mineral from soil. Now, so in protective part, epidermis is the external layer of cell on every part of the plant. It is root, stem or leaves, and at different places it is performing the different functions. Now we see a student again, that is there is the cork. Bark or cork consists of several layers of dead cells. Dead cells. Now it prevents loss of water from the plant, from the living cells, as well as it produces waterproof substance suberin. So in epidermis, in aerial part it was cutin, and here the cork cells or the bark cells produce suberin. So this is for the permanent tissue performing protective function. Now the next part which we have to study here in permanent tissue, that is about the supportive. So the second part of it is supportive permanent tissues. as the name suggests, supportive. That is, they provide mechanical support. So their cells may be living or dead. As they become old, the characteristic will change, structural changes will take place, and it may be dead with thick walled and other compositions. Now in supportive tissue, there is a first part that is called parenchyma. Now the meristematic tissues after cell division will change into parenchymatous tissue. That is the first form of permanent tissue. Now it is thin walled intercellular space. They have thin walled intercellular space, large vacuole, large single vacuole, and so on. Now we see that is in parenchyma they mainly store food and also provide mechanical support. So they are mainly present in those parts of the plant where they have to store food. Like you see, that is potato stores starch in parenchyma tissue. So as a result, it will be present in leaf. They are found in mesophyll of cell, mesophyll of leaf, stem and root. So these are the different wherever there is a soft part of the plant, mostly in soft parts of plant, since they have thin wall. Now you see a student, like you see, suppose here is there is the cell wall and cell membrane, nucleus, protoplasm, and here is the large vacuole. Now there will be the another cell. Again there is large vacuole, nucleus, and the cytoplasm, and so on. Here is the another cell. Large vacuole, nucleus, and so this is the intercellular space. And in this part maybe a starch stored here. Suppose this is nucleus and this is the starch and other granules. So this will be in the form of parenchyma. Now you see, students, that is some cells of parenchyma contains chloroplast and help in photosynthesis photosynthesis, they are called chlorenchyma. Chlorenchyma. So what is chlorenchyma? The cells of parenchyma which contain chloroplast and perform photosynthesis are called chlorenchyma. Now you see that is in aquatic plants. In aquatic plants, some cells contain or in aquatic plants parenchyma contains air cavities which help in flotation or buoyancy. They are called parenchyma. So in this part you see that is in parenchyma there is chlorenchyma and parenchyma. The next permanent supporting tissue is collenchyma. Now its cells are elongated, having thick corners. Now next point, that is it is found in leaf stalk and below the epidermis in stem. Now you see it is supportive, so it provides flexibility and helps in easy bending of plants. That is, again, it provides mechanical support. Mechanical support. Now, as a figure, if you will study students here, then it has thick cells, thick walled cells. Now again here is the another cell now here. Suppose there is next cell. So at this place there is the thickening. So it has thick corners. Now this is for the collenchyma. The next type of supporting permanent tissue is sclerenchyma. Now students, we see that its cells are dead. Now the cells of parenchyma and collenchyma were living, but its cells are dead. Now the cells are conical, having thick wall. Now the thickening is due to the deposition of lignin. Now this is the question asked, that name the substance deposited in the cells of sclerenchyma. Now as its cells are very thick, so there is no space inside the cell. Now it is found in, now we see, that is conducting tissues like xylem, phloem, in the form of fibers. Now similarly, that is in the veins, conducting tissues in the veins, in the hard cover of seeds and nuts. In the husk of coconut, the main tissue found is sclerenchyma. So, in the hard cover of seed nuts conducting tissue in veins, it is found, and it just provides hardness and gives mechanical support to the plant parts. Now, student, you see, that is, the tissues are divided into two parts. First, simple permanent tissues, that is, they consist of only one type of cells. Example, they were parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. So these were the simple permanent tissues because they consist of only one type of cell. And then there is complex permanent tissue. As the name suggests, they consist of different types of cells. Example, xylem and phloem, which we study in next topic. So students, this was about the meristematic tissue and the permanent tissue, in which we have studied on the two bases, that is protective and supporting. In next part, we will study the conducting tissue in detail, that is xylem and phloem for the plant tissue. Okay students, now thank you.